You know what, yes, this is your idea, this is your dream, then we can do it. So when I started, I realized that, oh, yeah, some people who have started, people I met that are importing, they've already started, but how were they doing it? I couldn't figure it out on time. So one of the things, like I said, put a team together, okay. So when you get your staff, you have to sell the idea to them. There are so many people that are making bags, but they are selling to, you understand? But you have a target that you want to sell, you want a particular standard. So I have to keep bringing into their ears. This is not only for Nigeria. We are putting ourselves, we want to represent, we want Nigeria to be represented abroad. So the standard was pretty high. So that was one of the challenges. And the skill set for that kind of standard was something that was missing, right? Because they say, oh, they can do it. That's what I realized. They can actually do it. But because there was really, the demand was not so much in that space. So a lot of them, they were fine at a particular level, but you have taken them back to, so it became a challenge because it takes more time to get something of good quality, actually. It takes time. And that time is a lot of things that people in that industry don't joke with because they want to do it, they want to get it done, and then move to the next one, which is not going to happen. It's what I had in mind. So skill set is one of the challenges, if I may answer the question. Skill set, artisans that would do the right thing, what you want, exactly how you wanted it, is one of the challenges that we have. Another challenge that we have in this industry is actually electricity, is one of the challenge, power supply. You have power today, so it's one of the challenges that we have. Because production, if you keep stopping your production, when you have target, it's going to affect your business at the end of the day. That's one. And access to good quality leather. It's one of the challenges that we have. It's a challenge because you have to know what you want, because recognizing good quality leather is actually a skill. If you don't recognize good quality, then your end products, you've missed it, right? All leathers are not born equal, like I used to tell my friends, some of my customers. So you have to also know this quality of leather that can work for my, kind of bag. So those three challenges, I think I'll raise them at the first three. And of course, you have some other challenges like local acceptability in the local market. I realized that Nigerians, we are one, if not one of the most sensitive, high fashion taste people. So when people see good quality product, they know it, right? They can say, oh, this is it. So when I started showing them the product, say, are you sure this is made in Nigeria? All they needed to hear is that, give them that quality assurance. I say, yes, we give you quality, this is assurance. Once you give them that assurance, and they can see it, they can see no thread hanging somewhere, no gum, they can feel it, they can touch it, they can feel it. So we're already like 60% there. And then the fact that it's made locally, we pride ourselves in making locally, and so they buy into that. It's quality, it's good product, you gave me assurance, and it's made locally. Of course, it's still a journey, right? I wouldn't say, oh, we are there, we have all the markets, no. But what I've seen, people are warming up to it. I have some of my customers, right? They'll say, oh, Tos, when I travel abroad, I don't bother to buy any bags abroad. That is out of my shopping list. I know I can get something here locally. So that gives us hope with our manufacturers here. It gives us hope that people are, those are the customers that goes abroad during their summertime and shops abroad. They don't do it anymore because we gave them that assurance. And year after year, they realize that, oh, quality is there. I have had some of my customers that bought our first set of bags 2006, 2017, and they are still using it now. And another thing that I think I like, that I have to mention, is after-sales service. You don't get that mostly with international brand. After-sales service is something that is missing. So anything can happen. They come back to us. They say, oh, something I just like. So that accessibility is there. That is a local brand. And you can get after-sales service. It's something, it's the USP that a lot of local brands, they are enjoying with us. Because before you ship your bag, if you get it abroad, they even listen to you by the time you brought it here. Before you ship it abroad and get whatever it is that you think is wrong with it fixed, before they ship it back to you, you probably will even pay for shipping, right? which might even be like the cost of the bag itself. So buying local is something that I think a lot of Nigerians are warming up to. They like it. Of course, we are still there. We are still pushing putting the word out there. We are still telling them. People that are not on board yet, we are still, like getting them to buy into it. But people are really warming up to it, and I'm proud to say that. So social media has been of help, and I also say there is a Lagos Leather Fair that I'm proud to be part of the exhibitors. So people come from everywhere. We attend exhibitions as well, been to 1 or 2 exhibitions, social media, words of mouth, and we are here in one of the biggest store in Lagos. So I feel like we've done a little bit of job to get the word out there. It's still a work, it doesn't stop. We keep pushing, but we are not where we were 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? So it's a work in progress. We keep pushing. We keep getting the word out. But social media has been a web. Instagram, Facebook, our own website, Leather Fair, being in a good location also. From online, we're online, basically online, and then the store came in, right? It was a growth that took us this 2017, 18, right? Precisely, we came to the mall, 2018. So it wasn't a day like we started from the mall. No, I started from my house, like I said, and then team, and then we're online, selling through Instagram, selling through all our social media channels and referrals. And then when the time was, customers will ask you, we want a place that we can come to, right? I want to bring my friend to see your bags. I want a place that can come in and pick some of the things. So we partner with this Bikabani, and we are here. So it's one of the growth I think we've enjoyed. Leather Fair is one of the growth, a very significant growth for us as well. Because when people come to Leather Fair, it gives us that credibility that, okay, they are part of, like a body, Lagos Leather Fair. We've been there for like 3 years in a row now. So those are and we've done exhibition, like I said, we've done exhibitions. Of course, we are looking forward to international exhibitions. We will have been, no thanks to COVID, we'll have attended some during that 2020, but we put that on hold. And then this year, we're going to restart that. Quality is really, really, really a challenge in this industry. And you know that when you're making a leather product, once you stitch, that's it. Once you have a hole, it's not like clothes that you can say, oh, I made a mistake, let me open up, and then, Once you put your needle on a leather and there's a hole, that's it. That leather is gone. Leathers are not cheap. So quality is the problem, and then if you are not careful about that, so you can easily lose a lot of money if your quality control is not good. So quality control is one thing. So that skill set to get that quality. Leather artisans are, they don't just get good like that. So a lot of leather artisans, they have like 15, 20 years experience. So I personally make sure that any artisans that will work with us are free. You have that experience. And we don't have that experience yet, we don't push you to a particular place. You have to start and then learn that quality, because by the time you are there, you can move to a particular level and say, okay, you are fine. So we get experienced artisans. That is one thing that I think we've been doing in this industry. I personally have been doing with the business. You have to be somewhere. Like there's a place you have to be before I can say, okay, come in. It's with the team. So if you are not there, if the person is really, really ambitious, yes, we can take you in, but you will not be at a particular level. You will not be finishing. You know what I mean? You will not be a finisher. You will not be like, maybe you start with appliance or something where your skill set can, right? And then when we see that you have really moved, then we can now put you to a place that we say, okay, we are comfortable with it. But so standard and that quality is a challenge. To get quality product out, it's not so easy. Government regulations, basically leather industry, to the best of my knowledge, I stand to be corrected. I'm not so sure it's heavily regulated, right? But having said that, I know that government is also doing some things so our leather industry in Nigeria is actually very funny, because we have leather quite all right in Nigeria, but a lot of it we produce, we manufacture, but we manufacture to a stage, then we export to Europe, finished, and then we import. That's the leather industry. So I think that government hasn't really done a lot of, too much regulation in that space. So of course, that's why we have local brands. By the time we have so many local brands here, manufacturing here and exporting, tanneries will start springing up that can do finished leather products. Because that is where we think, where we are aiming at. God willing, I see us really playing big in international market. I'm currently undergoing a training right now, and so the lady, my coach, said to me, you know what, this brand will do so well internationally. I said, I know. So I see us play big internationally. Having said that, I also feel like we need to penetrate the local market more. So I also see us maybe having stockists, having distributor in places, the major cities across Nigeria, and then also doing a lot of social media awareness, a lot of more exhibitions. So 5 years time, I think that by now I should be counting more than my fingers where we have been, where Toss Africa have been internationally. Like I should be running out of the list. So we currently do slides, but making shoe is one thing that I think we would like to do. We currently don't have the capacity to do that, right? But I think I can say we've perfected bag making. So in the next 3 years, we're going to see what we can do in the shoe industry. And see, one thing I don't joke with, like I said, is quality. So I wouldn't want to churn out a product or products that people will say, oh, those Afri shoes gave way when I was working. So we want to perfect that. So shoe, yes, we still want to do shoe, but it will come at the right time when we're ready for it.
Anywhere to come and give you a wash. Engine wash, interior detailing, anything that we are doing in my shop on ground, we can as well do in this mobile wash for you. So it makes you, it makes you to be flexible around your job, so to say. You can be in your office, then I'll be doing your wash. You don't have to get done with the office job and then be thinking, okay, at the end of the day, I have to stop by at the car wash and then get the wash. No, you just call me, be in the comfort of your office, then I'll do the job for you at your comfort. I got into this car wash business because it was an inspiration from God, and though I had lists of different jobs on ground, but I narrowed it down to car wash. When I scoured through my area, I figured out there is no car wash at all, and I think, okay, if I have a car wash within my area, and it will be, a plus, not only for me, but for my community at large. I had this empowerment program going on, so I let that out last year, I think October. So, and the response was quite, fair, because it is new in Lagos, so to say, and it is new to the environment that I am. But at the same time, I have boys working with me, and as well I have the females who are working with me. Some of them, they are working as apprentices, and some they're actually working, to earn their living. So I do appreciate them all for coming to support me and my environment. I guess they were surprised at first, and also, it took them time for them to really accept me into the business. And to my customers, it was a wow to them. My customers, it was a wow to them. So at the end of the day, they accepted me because they don't just see me sitting down doing nothing, but I'm in the job. My workshop is based on hands-on work. So that's what we get done in my workshop. So they don't just see me sitting down directing, supervising, or just talking to them, or being in sales. No, I'm with them doing the job, getting it done with my bare hands, and they like it. So I am accepted by everyone now. It has been good, it has been awesome, and so far I'm able to put myself together, and with my boys I'm able to negotiate with them with this type of a job that I'm doing, because to put everybody together to work with you because they are boys is a big challenge. And I took it upon myself not to see it as a challenge, but to encourage them, because I'm in the job, they see me doing it. So I guess it's been God all the way. It's been God, yes, yes. I started the business years back, and I think by now, 5 years and still counting, and I appreciate God for that. The home service, the home service, the home service. The home service is a wild thing. Initially, when I was in Nigeria, I run a mobile kitchen. So from my experience of the mobile kitchen, so now that I got into this car wash business, I had to think back and pick from the mobile kitchen, like, why can't I do mobile wash? Then I've not even gotten the opportunity of traveling abroad when I was doing the mobile kitchen, because I was into catering before. So it came upon me again, like, why can't I do the mobile wash? Then I had to include the mobile wash, and the response was quite well. It was good. People like dates. My customers like dates. For example, if you are not able to come to my shop and you have my contact, you have my number, you can easily call me or book me ahead and let me come to your offices, to your home, you know, anywhere to come and give you a wash. We don't only wash. What type of, any type of work, like engine work, engine wash, interior detailing, anything that we are doing in my shop on ground, we can as well do in this mobile wash for you. So it makes you, you know, it makes you to be flexible around your job, so to say. You can be in your office, then I'll be doing your wash. You don't have to get done with the office job and then be thinking, okay, at the end of the day, I have to stop by at the car wash and then get the wash. No, you just call me, be in the comfort of your office, then I'll do the job for you at your comfort. The patronage has been awesome. It has been good. I bless God for for people's response, you know, and for accepting me in this job as a woman, as a female, you know, directing, you know, my boys. And now I'm having more girls, more female to work with me. So I really thank God. I appreciate God for that. I like it.
I joined it because I'm surprised that a woman can do same work that man can do it more better. So I myself choose to be like her. I feel so great when we are doing the job and people are coming our car wash. In fact, the way population are coming our car wash, I didn't see it for another place. That means the woman is really serious woman. So me too, I would like to be like her. I've worked with her like 3 months now, but I've learned a lot. I'm feel happy because I like the way I'm doing like men, because men do this work, but now I can see that woman can do it better and it brings more customers in our company. That's why I like to join the job too. After leaving this place, I first of all see myself healthy, because after doing the job, it used to ginger me. My body would be hurting me to do more powerful work like before. Before, I didn't believe that a woman can do this kind of job. But now that I'm entering into it, I know that I can do it. I will still go home and do another thing. After living here, my plan is when I leave here, I'll go and start my own and be doing according to our own commercial here.
My advice to other women who want to go into this job is they should be focused. They should be, you know, they should think outside the box of what they can do. And, you know, not only that, do your visibility study well so that what you can do, wherever you want to get it done, you have to understand the vicinity, know what I can do is what they need in that environment that you wanted to set up the business. And, you know, never back down. Whatever you set your mind to do, please, young ladies, young women, I implore you to just be strong, be yourself, be you, and get it done. Start from somewhere, and at the end of the day, you'll see it growing gradually, little by little, you know. If you have to travel abroad to go and get experience, that's okay. But still come back to your country, and let us build the country together. So that's my advice for the young women coming up who wants to join me in this car wash business.
to my channel, as I'll be sharing lots of interesting tutorials and sewing tips on this channel. Today, I'll be sharing with you some professional sewing tips. So, if you will embark on a project, there are few but important things you will need to consider. All fashion designers will want to make clothes that look store-bought, where the inside of the garment will be as neat as outside. So in order to achieve this, you need to consider some tips I'll be listing right now. You are welcome back. The following tips are to be considered if you want to achieve a professional outlook on your garment. Number 1, cut pattern pieces accurately. Take your time while cutting your pattern pieces and make sure you use the correct measurement while you are cutting your pattern. And if you are using the printed pattern, place it accordingly and be able to interpret all signs on your pattern. Like where you see a sign like C, which means you are cutting your fabric on fold, and where you see 2 and X sign, you are cutting 2 pieces, etc. So you must be able to interpret all these signs and symbols in order to achieve a professional outlook on your garment. Number 2, get the right fabric. For the style to come out beautiful and neat, you must get the right fabric for the right style. If you need a stretchy fabric, go for the right percentage of stretchiness. I made a jumpsuit recently and I used a fabric of very little stretchiness, and it didn't really come out well. It would have come out well if I used a stretchy fabric to achieve a good and a desirable result. Number 3, press well. Pressing is a very crucial part of sewing that will make you achieve the professional look. Some projects can't just be done without pressing. Open up sewing allowance and press for a neat result. Corners, under the bust, waist, the hems, make sure you press it as much as possible. Also take cognizance of hems, the facings too, and make sure your iron is always in a neat condition. Check the facing of your iron. Check the iron face and make sure the iron face is not rusty. Clean it up if it's rusty before you embark on your project. So check before pressing so that you make sure your iron is in a good condition. Number 4, use a neat seam finishes. The inside of a professional garment must be as neat as the outside. You can finish the raw edges with French seams, zigzag, a zagger in many ready-to-wear, rolled seams, flat fell seams, and so on. Number 5, pay attention to seam allowance. Your seam allowance must not be bulky. A bulky seam allowance makes pressing difficult, thereby resulting in an amateur work. Make sure you reduce your seam allowance before you close everything up. Make sure you reduce it to like half of an inch. Having a visible seam allowance or a curve that won't lie flat will spoil your project. 6, ensure straight stitching lines. Especially when you are top stitching or edge stitching, make sure your stitching lines are straight and as straight as possible. Avoid waving and uneven stitches. Number 7, use the right needle and machine settings. Make sure you set your machine well before you start your project. Some needle can just mount thick fabric. So if you are dealing with a thick fabric, go for a needle that will be able to mount a thick fabric. And it can be frustrating when the thread is cutting anyhow in the middle of a project. So make sure things are put in place before you start your project. Test your machine on a scrap piece of project before embarking on it. Number 8, use the right sewing supplies. In getting your sewing supplies like lining, thread, needle, buttons, applique, etc., make sure you get the matching colors where necessary, and most especially supplies that fits your project. Number 9, line up seams accurately. Whatever separate seams meet, make sure the 2 seams match up as much as possible. You can seam rip and start over again to achieve the desired result because it's worth it. Number 10, pay attention to the fit. I always have the picture of my client in mind while making fit the garment because this is the final product that sells me. Input the accurate measurement and cross-check afterwards. If there is any error somewhere, you must make sure you recognize it on time. So with these few points of mine, I believe you have gained one thing or the other. If you can put this into practice, you'll be able to achieve a very neat, beautiful, and professional outlook on your garment. So I will see you in my next video. Until then, stay connected. Hello guys, this is Yinky. I welcome every one of you to my channel, and I say a happy new year to every one of you. I wish you all success in everything we do this new year. Thank you for your support in the previous years. We really appreciate you. And today I'll be taking you through some tips in maintaining your sewing machine and some of your sewing tools. So I'll be starting with the blackhead sewing machine, and the major things you need to do when you are maintaining your sewing machine is dusting of the sewing machine, the oiling of some areas in the sewing machine, and also the general cleaning of your sewing machine. So I will start with the blackhead. Before I move to the blackhead, I mean the manual machine, then I will move to the industrial sewing machine. Then we'll finish up with the overlocking machine. We all know that if you can properly maintain your sewing machine, it saves you money and it also saves you stress. So you will need to call machine repairers every now and then, because you will have taken care of those sewing machines. It won't develop problem. You also need to avoid friction. Friction is when like two metal meets together. If there is no oil between those metal area, it will cause friction and it will cause your machine to develop problem. So I'll be showing you how to do that. The major parts that are needed to be taken care of in your sewing machine is the presser foot, the bobbin area, and also your needle. Those three major parts is very, very essential. You needed to take care of those parts while you are maintaining your sewing machine. So let's get started. So we are starting with the blackhead, the manual sewing machine. So the first thing I will do is to clean the surface area. Clean it very well with your brush. So get a good brush, or you can use any type of brush. Just make sure the dirt is removed, and or also get a piece of cloth, a very neat piece of cloth that you can use to clean the table very well, and also the machine. Then this is the you're going to make sure you use brush to clean off any piece of fabric, piece of thread that is hanging on the presser foot. So make sure you clean it very well, remove the dirt from the presser foot. Then from that thing that looks like the teeth on the plate, so brush it also. This is the tension. Brush any dirt hanging on the tension. So then the needle clamp, clean it very well. Clean it very well. You can see the dirt I just removed. This is the type of dirt you'll be removing that you'll see. So from here, check the bobbin case. This is the bobbin area. So this is the bobbin housing, the complete bobbin housing. So we are going to clean that part now. So I first of all you can remove it from the underneath like so. Just push your machine forward like so. Then remove the bobbin case. This is the bobbin case that I'm holding. Then the bobbin is inside. We also call it in Nigeria, the bobbin, we also call it reeler. Then we call the bobbin case shuttle. So whichever way, remove it and place it back. Clean it very well. Make sure there is no dirt hanging inside, so that there will be a free movement. So now disassemble the bobbin housing. Then I will do this carefully. I'll first of all remove this. You can see the dirt present there. So this place is always dirty. So if you work very well, this place will be dirty. There's no two way to it. So just clean it very well. Clean it very well. Use your brush to clean it, clean the inside. Just follow it the way I'm doing it. So after you have brushed the dirt off, so replace it back the way you just remove it. Just place it back. But if you are not very sure of yourself, you can leave this part. I mean the bobbin, the complete bobbin housing. So you can leave it if you are not very sure, so that you won't disassemble it and it will be a problem for you to assemble it back. So but it's not something you can just first of all study it before you remove. So just clip it back, then put the bobbin case. Then the next thing to do now is to go ahead and oil. So you can go ahead and oil your machine. So the first thing you first of all do is just to dust, remove the dirt, remove the threads, and you can go ahead. After you have removed dirt, that is when you can go ahead and oil. So you can oil now through all those holes that you can see on top of the machine. Just oil the movement of your machine. So just this area, lift up the presser foot. Just study this area because it makes your work very smooth and neat. So then oil this part after you have lifted up the presser foot, it will be easier for you to oil. So we are done with the manual sewing machine. The next one that we want to do now is how to maintain your industrial sewing machine. Your industrial sewing machine is not far different from your manual sewing machine. So also that means it's also applicable to it that you clean the bobbin area, also you clean the presser foot, and you check your needle. Make sure you are not using a blunt needle, because a blunt needle can cause more problem in your bobbin area. So after you have done that, you check, you